Ladies and gentlemen, Joker Folie À Deux is yet another prime example of why not everything needs a sequel. I can't believe this movie actually went down that route. That is just crazy. We are living in the wrong timeline. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to not spoil this movie, but bro. That was a laughter of pain, by the way. So, Joker Folie À Deux is the sequel to the insane 2019 smash hit, Joker. The film is once again directed by Todd Phillips, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. Struggling with his dual identity, failed comedian Arthur Fleck meets the love of his life, Harley Quinn, while incarcerated at Arkham State Hospital. Well, y'all, I'm gonna be honest. Joker 2 is not a great movie, but it is also not a terrible movie. I have some good things and I also have some bad things. Mostly bad things, but you know what? Hey, whatever. But let us start with the good. Similar to the first Joker film, the production in this movie is fantastic. The way Todd Phillips is able to capture the world of Gotham City as this wicked and dangerous city overran by the bold and the batshit was incredible. This version of Gotham City feels so cynical yet alive at the same time. Those IMAX shots really helped capture this world. And not just Gotham City, even the musical aspects. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna talk about the musical aspects later. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. From a production and technical standpoint, the musical elements were phenomenal. Everything from the chaos going on inside of Gotham City to these Broadway-like stage sets inside of Arthur's head, it all looked amazing. With those set pieces, I think we know where the majority of the budget went. Other than the production, the performances carried the hell out of this movie. If you loved Joaquin Phoenix in the first Joker, I think you're going to love him in the second one. Joaquin's love, admiration, and commitment to the character is what got him that Oscar back in 2020. When it came to capturing the audience from an emotional, from a physical, and from a comedic standpoint, Joaquin Phoenix is the fucking man. And listen, even if you don't like neither of the Joker movies, you have to admit, Joaquin's performance caught your attention. Lady Gaga, she was great as Harley Quinn. So this Harley is way more grounded, so she's not the same over-the-top and bubbly Harley Quinn that we all know and love. Compared to every scene with Joker and Harley, I still feel like Joaquin was the scene stealer, but I still enjoyed Lady Gaga's performance. Not my favorite Harley Quinn, but I do appreciate this version. Well, kind of. If those two did not have solid chemistry, this movie would have fell way more flat on its ass. Surprisingly, there is a one-shot sequence near the very end of this movie, and I gotta tell you, that shit was fire. I didn't expect for us to get a one-shot sequence, but hey, you know me. One-shots are always appreciated. And just like the first Joker, this movie gives us a subtle hint to an uprising of a certain DC character in this universe. Once you see the movie, you will know who it is. Like, it's point blank obvious. And that's all I've got for the good. Now let's get into the bad because... fucking hell, man. From a storytelling standpoint, this movie is kind of ass. Let's address everyone's biggest concern with this movie. The musical elements. So yeah, Joker Folie À Deux. It's a musical. And you know what's worse than a musical? A bad musical. So 20 minutes into the movie, we enter our first musical scene. And quite frankly, with the way it was executed, I wasn't mad at it. I was telling myself in the theater, okay, as long as they keep the musical aspects like this, I can actually get behind this movie. Here is the problem. Not only were there 8 more musical scenes, but more than half of those scenes did not benefit the plot. Most of the musical scenes were either there just to be there, or they were there to help balance out the dragging pace. Yeah, this movie kind of has some bad pacing, and making 2 people sing to balance that out is not the way to go about it. I was fine with the first 2 musical scenes, but after that third one, I was done. Why do we need the Joker to hit an A minor note every time he's thinking about Harley? And listen, I know I'm being a little biased because I'm not the biggest fan of musicals, but why do we need to have both Joker and Harley sing every single second they got the chance? So if you don't like musicals, then you're probably going to despise this movie. Harley Quinn, she got fucking sidelined. It got to the point where I almost forgot about her character. And there were so many loose ends, so many critical points in the movie that doesn't get addressed. For example, Harley delivers some pretty big news to Arthur Fleck, and the movie just never addresses that big moment ever again. Like, that is a critical piece of information, We should address that. The movie was setting itself up to make you think Joker and Harley were going to do something big, but they don't, and it never happens. And even when they try to explain it, it just felt so half-assed and lazy. And you know what? Despite the flaws I had with this movie, I was actually enjoying it. I was saying to myself, you know what? Despite these flaws, this movie's a solid 6, maybe even a 7. Until the last 15 fucking minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, in all my years of going to the cinema, I have never in my life seen an entire crowd of people boo during the credits. Fucking boo. Do y'all realize how bad you gotta fuck up for the entire audience to collectively come together and boo at the screen? I've seen The Strangers, nobody booed. I've seen The Beast Within, nobody booed. But for this movie right here, that ending was so goddamn goofy, you would have thought Blu-ray Angel wrote it. Matter of fact, you know what this ending is? You know what this ending reminds me of? The Last of Us Part 2. And if you've played that game, you know that is not a good thing. This movie went from a 6.5 to a 4 because of that ending. All of that for nothing? You know what? Let me stop. Who thought that ending was a bright idea? Like, there is just no way, bro. And let me say this right now. We cannot put the blame on Todd Phillips. If anything, we should point the finger at Warner Brothers, because this sequel was never supposed to happen. Joker was supposed to be a one-off story, because back in 2019, when a film becomes the highest grossing R-rated project, a sequel is inevitable, which I understand, but yo, why? At this point, man, it is what it is. I'm tired of it. Also, Gary Puddles had the best scene in this entire movie. That scene was the one time where I felt any sort of emotional connection to the movie. But in the end, y'all, Joker Folie À Deux, no. The movie has its moments, sure, but it's just not as good as the first one, nor is it really just a good movie at that. The potential was there, but unfortunately, it walked right out the door. So, plugging Joker Folie À Deux into the rank system, I am placing this one into the negative zone. For the record, I did not want to put that in the negative zone, but y'all. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much my review for Joker Folie À Deux. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about Joker 2. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you disappointed just as much as I am? Whatever you thought, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all in the next one.